if I had any experience in distribution. And I was like, yeah, I have some experience. And he was like, really, what industry? And I was like, herpes. Now there's nothing more ruthless than the friend zone. From a guy's point of view, the friend zone is like going to apply for a job and having the girl say, I'm not going to hire you, and I'm going to call you and complain every time a bad employee comes through. And you saying, really, what's in it for me? And the employer saying, absolutely nothing. Now, I feel like there are some girls out there that feel like they can read guys' minds. And I'm all like, yeah, I bet you can, because you want to know what guys think? Absolutely nothing. We walk around and we check stuff out. We work because we have to. Our best idea we've came up with thus far is honking at women. Like a girl hears us honk and she's like, what am I supposed to do? Run up and grab onto his car and be like, oh my God, I'm so glad you honked. I had no idea how you felt. Now last year I had a WRA class, and it was one of those classes where there's only like 30 people, so you actually know what people look like. And there was a girl in it, and I'm not sure what her first name was, but I think it was the Goddess. And I'd like to keep my composure up here, so we're just going to continue on with the story, because she was really hot. Now, I saw that Brody was doing free Zumba classes. And I thought that maybe if I went to a Zumba class, the Goddess might be there, and I could maybe ask her out. But then I remembered at my old gym that there were Zumba classes, and there was always that one weird guy in the back in like yogas with a headband, kind of like, just doing Zumba. I don't know like what Zumba is. I think you just go like this. But I used to laugh at him, so I was like, okay, so wait, I'm going to go do Zumba, and I'm going to be the weird and the creepy guy that does Zumba? No shot. No way. But then I was like, for a shot at the Goddess? Actually. Now there are 5 words that you can use to get a girl. I'll love you forever, baby. And there are 5 words that you can use to get a guy. I play Call of Duty. So I went to Zumba and I talked to her and, I asked her out. And we went out the next day, and, we were talking, and she told me that she likes Call of Duty. And the subject changed, and I was all like, it's our first date. We got to have a great time tonight. You only live once. And she looks at me, and she's like, you only live once? Press X to respawn. False. So, later that night, we go to her apartment. And, we go in her room and I'm like, hey, do you want to see who's on my fantasy football team? And she's like, well, don't you want to hook up with me? And I was like, well, I do, but I don't want you to end up a zombie in The Walking Dead. So, after a few hours, she looked kind of bored. And I was like, I have something that's 6 inches long and 2 inches wide that's going to make you go wild. She's all like, oh my God, really? And I'm like, yup, a $100 bill. Now, the next day, I texted her and I was like, hey, George. And she was like, George, why are you calling me George? And I was like, George Bush. So a few days later, it was her birthday, and I got her one of those cool North Face coats that are like down to here, something that Keanu Reeves would wear in The Matrix. Those things that are in right now that like 95% of chicks have up here. And then I got her a power drill. So I gave her the coat, and she was like, I like the coat, but you got me brown. I wish you would have gotten me black. And I was like, well, Goddess, that's why I got you the power drill, so that if you don't like it, you can go screw yourself. So, no surprise, me and her broke up, and I was feeling down in the dumps. But then I realized that I had just achieved something, because in present day, I'm 21 and I don't have an unplanned kid. And I thought to myself, my mom is going to be so proud of me. I was actually hoping that things with me and her would have worked out and we would have gotten married, like not for like another 20 years, because I was looking forward to my last 2 words as a single man being I do, and my first 2 words as a married man being oh shit. Now I'd like to tell you guys about one of the most interesting days of my life. It started out with me on the couch watching TV, and there was a Cadillac commercial, and it was about how like Cadillacs come out of garages, great stuff came out of garages, and the commercial was like, the Wright brothers started in a garage, Apple started in a garage, Amazon started in a garage, and I looked up and I was like, Nick's sex life started in a garage. So the next commercial was for Miley Cyrus's new ad campaign. And it was Miley with her shaved head, and it was like, come join the army, shave your head, bro. And Miley was like, except it won't be the United States Army, it will be the army of female celebrities that piss away their talent by partying too much. Miley be like, yes, Commander Lohan, my BAC is above .08 and the keys are in the ignition. So I walk out of my apartment and there's this guy that lives in the dumpster in my complex. And he's a nice guy, he's cool. I don't judge him. And I walk outside and he's like, hey Nick, good morning. I'm like, hey man, what's up, bro? But really on the inside I'm thinking like, God, please don't stab me. So it was the first day of class and I go to recitation. And my professor wanted us to stand up and tell us something interesting about ourselves. So it gets to be my turn, and I stand up and I'm like, hey guys, I'm Nick. Something interesting. I have a big ego. So my next class was at South Kensington, and I went to go use the bathroom, and I chose the stall by the wall. And in pen, somebody had wrote, name your poop with a movie title. And there was like 40 different fonts. And some of my favorite ones were Rocky, Children of the Corn, Gone in 60 Seconds, Lord of the Ring, Big Daddy, Gone with the Wind, The Breakfast Club, The Hunger Games, and this one movie that I can't remember. I think that was the name of it. So, yeah, that was a good day. I actually had a moment that changed my life. Prior to that day, I had set a goal to crack an audible fart in public. Now, this is not nearly as easy as it sounds. I tried everywhere. I tried Savoy. I tried Macy's. I even tried the part in the between scenes, between previews in the movie theater where it gets, quiet for that split second. And I had little success. I was feeling really discouraged. So I go to the gym, and there's a girl to the left of me and a girl to the right of me, and I'm on the treadmill. Believe it or not, I actually do work out. And I had to fart, and I farted. And I knew that I was successful because, from the girls I got a little liking. They did it at the same time. It was like there was like a female microchip in their mind, and it was like in sync. And it was one of the best moments of my life because it helped me realize that I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to if I try. It was really good. I actually cried. Now, everybody knows that the East Wing of the MSU Library is where all the blood, sweat, and tears are shed. And on the second floor, there's this men's bathroom. And it only has one stall. And during finals week last year, I spent a lot of time in that wing. And me and the toilet kind of developed like something special because, I was always there, and it was as if it was meant to be, it was as if me and the toilet were one. And I really liked the toilet. So a couple weeks later, I go back and there's a guy using the toilet, and I'm like, hey, are you two-timing me? That shit ain't right. I mean, toilet, I thought I got you wet that one time. I'm sure everybody on campus at some point has like walked in front of a guy or a girl, and you know, like the guy's like, "Oh, excuse me," or the girl's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and that happened to me today. You know, this guy kind of got in my way, and he was like, "Oh, excuse me, you know, I'm sorry." I was like, "Yeah, you should be. Watch your step, and in the future, watch your back. You know, because we all know how thug I am." Thanks, everybody.